Only advertise prices on your accounting firm's website if your firm meets a very specific criteria. I'm going to share what that is in this video to help you decide if you should be advertising prices on your firm's website or leaving them off. Now, before we get into this, if you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel. I just launched this YouTube channel. I'm making a go at it, and I'm going to be sharing all kinds of helpful strategies, tips, and insights for firm owners looking to unlock freedom and growth in their business. So please consider subscribing if you're looking for some help in that area. So, should you or should you not advertise prices on your firm's website? That's a question I often see floating around social media. I often see that in my Future Firm Accelerate community. I get asked that question a lot. To answer that question, I want to back up a step and talk about the purpose of your accounting firm's website. The purpose of your accounting firm's website is to convert visitors into leads. That's the only thing it's there to do. In other words, it's a bit of a sales document. So we want to take a visitor that knows nothing about you and turn them into someone who might be interested in signing up with your services. That's really the goal of your website. The real sales process for getting someone to sign up with you is going to happen after they've contacted you. So your website is there to convert visitors to leads, and your sales process is where we're going to convert those leads into sales. Your website on its own is not going to get anyone to buy anything from you on the spot. That's not the goal. So with that in mind, we have three options for how to handle pricing on your firm's website. The very first option is simple. Put prices on your site. And I'm only going to recommend that in one specific instance. And that instance is if you have more than enough leads that you know what to do with. So if you have an overflow of leads, if you have very limited capacity, if you have good traffic to your website and you're constantly getting people reaching out to you for help, then that's a good idea to put prices on your website. The reason for that is because your prices are going to act as a filter. They're going to filter out the tire kickers. They're going to filter out the types of people that you don't want, provided you put your prices high enough. If you put your prices too low, that's a signal for a lot of the more price-sensitive clients. So if you're aiming for an average price point of $1,000 a month and you put prices showing $200 a month, $400 a month, etc., you're going to attract the kind of clients that you don't want. But if you start your prices at $800 a month, $1,000 a month and up, that's going to act as a filter for the super price-sensitive clients that certainly do not have the budget for that. So option one is you're going to put prices on your website to act as a filter to reduce the amount of price-sensitive clients that you're going to have to deal with in the sales process. Because if there's only so many of you to go around, there's only so many of you to handle sales at your firm, perhaps it's only you that handles sales in your firm, then we want to make sure we're not loading your calendar up with the wrong types of potential clients. Option two is you do not put prices on your site. You will perhaps show some packages, but under those packages, you'll show, please reach out to learn about pricing. Now, this works very well if you do not have a lot of leads and you want to maximize the number of potential clients coming into your firm. The reason for that is this. There's a lot of clients that think they want to pay $500 a month, but if you take them through a very good sales process, you have an opportunity to convert them to a much higher price point than they originally thought. That's the point of a good sales process. Sometimes the clients go in, they don't think they have big problems, they don't think they have a complicated situation, but if we can demonstrate that actually their problems are larger than they expect and they have pain points they might not have considered, what we can do is we can actually convert them from price sensitive to non-price sensitive. So that's why option two of not putting prices on your website is a very good approach for a lot of firms if you have the capacity to handle more sales calls and if you have a good sales process, or if you don't have a lot of leads coming through the door, this is a fantastic option for those kinds of firms. Okay, so don't put prices on your site if you don't have a lot of leads coming through and or you have a good sales process and we want to convert as many price-sensitive clients to non-price sensitive clients. Just know that your calendar is going to be eaten up a little bit more because we're going to have more bookings coming through from clients that want to find out about pricing. And that might mean that we have some price-sensitive clients that we simply won't be able to convert. The third option is to put prices on your website, but put starting at prices. Okay, so starting at $500 a month, starting at $1,000 a month, starting at $2,000 a month. So we put starting at prices. This is a good in between because it's setting a bit of an expectation about, well, our prices are starting here, but they go up from there. The other side of that argument, however, is that a lot of clients don't see the words starting up. And if we start the prices too low, then they're going to go into the sales process saying, yeah, but I saw $400 a month on your website. Why are you charging me $1,000 a month? I saw $300 a month on your website. Why are you charging $800 a month? We think it creates a good expectation when in reality, the thing that the client has in their mind is they see the price that's there and they think that's the price that they want. And then we go through a sales process and that we're spitting out a much higher price. There might be a bit of a mismatch there. It is a good in between between option one and option two. I'm not saying not to do it. I'm just trying to show the pros and cons here. So we could advertise a bit of a lower price, get more leads through the door, and then try to upsell them onto higher price plans as we take them through the sales process. I just want you to know the drawbacks of that. We still might get price sensitive clients. We're going to get clients that have a different expectation of price going in because we have a lower number on the site, and we might try to be getting them at a higher price number, and they might not have seen the starting at language. What did I do at my firm and why? Well, I'll take you through a little bit of an evolution. When I first started Xen Accounting, I started with 3 packages, gold, silver, bronze, and I started with, here's the 3 price points. The price points were super low, primarily because I didn't know how to price. And they were attracting very price sensitive, lower quality clients in the early days. I was having a hard time moving the prices up. I started educating myself on pricing theory, on sales processes. And as I started with that education process, I decided to do a 180 because my intention was to bring as many clients in as possible. And because I also wanted to move prices upstream, and since it was a relatively new firm, I did not have a ton of leads at the moment. What I did is I advertised 3 packages on the site, but I did not advertise price. Below those packages, I had a contact us button to learn more about the pricing, and I would take them through the sales process and try to convert them from price sensitive to non-price sensitive. I was largely successful in that, so I was having good success there. Once our marketing really started to work, we were very good at blogging, we were very good with SEO, we were getting a lot of leads through the door. In fact, most of the leads we got were coming from our website. At a certain point, there's only so many sales calls that I was able to handle. So I decided to adjust how we handled setting the expectation around price. How it worked was this. Leads would click contact us under the packages. They would be sent to a small form with a couple of questions. What's your name? What's the big challenge? What do you need help with? And we would capture that contact information. On the next page, we would actually ask more questions, and we would ask them to schedule a call. And when they scheduled the call, there'd be a communication that went out, said, thank you very much for contacting us and scheduling a call so we could learn more about how we can help you. This is a little bit about how our firm works. This is the result that we're trying to help our clients with. And our price points start at this. We look forward to seeing you on the call. So what we did here is we didn't advertise prices on the site on the front end. We captured the lead. And then what we did after we captured the lead is we set expectations about what our starting at prices would be. So I felt that this was a good in-between because that allowed us to capture as many leads as possible and not scare people away with price. And then in the next step, we would talk about our starting prices. The ones that were super price sensitive would naturally cancel those meetings, but we would still be able to reach out because we had the contact information and find out, were they really canceling because of price? Is there anything we can do to get them on the call to convert them from price sensitive to non-price sensitive? Or was there another reason why they were canceling out? So I felt that that was a good in-between, and that might be a good option for you as well. But to recap, we really have 3 options when it comes to advertising prices on your website. Number 1, we put prices and we get comfortable with the fact that we're going to be filtering out a lot of potential leads that we might have been able to convert from price sensitive to non-price sensitive. We do this when we have a lot of leads coming through the door and we're comfortable doing that. Option 2 is we do not put the prices, and that allows us to maximize the number of leads that are coming through the door, and we put ourselves in a position to bring them from price sensitive to non-price sensitive. Option 3 is a bit of an in-between where we can put starting at prices. We say we have packages starting at X dollars here, our silver package is starting at Y dollars, and our gold package is starting at this price point. So there you have it, 3 options for how to handle pricing on your firm's website. Let me know in the comments which option you're going with and why, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.